An art teacher enters Full Sail University's EMDTMS program. What does that mean? Educational Media Design and Technology Master's Program. Why? Because she saw her students' excitement for technology. She started classes. In month 1, Media Literacy and Research Methodologies, she was introduced to Mark Prensky and his theory that 21st century students are digital natives. He said they speak in a technological language, and he felt that it's the language that they should be taught in. The digital immigrant teachers should get up to speed with their students to be able to help them learn. She was inspired. In month 2, Multiple Learning Theory Applications, she was introduced to iMovie. She enjoyed how simple it was to use. She liked making presentations and using it for dialogue purposes. She had been having a problem in her classroom with student behavior due to lack of engagement. She wondered if iMovie could help inspire her students to pay more attention. She decided to use iMovie in her classroom to clone herself so she could teach without disruption through video and also evaluate behavior from the back of the classroom. She planned to document her findings for her action research project. She looked for current research on elementary uses of video and couldn't find anything. She realized that she could be the first to write on this subject. She did find Eric Jensen's book, Brain-Based Learning, read in month 2, stating concrete, vivid images are the most influential way to convey information. And students who seem unmotivated can be very motivated under the right conditions. She kept digging into the body of literature on video teaching. She found in Yang and Hang's article that there are many types of multimedia learning materials, but video is the most representative and popular one. This is because video integrates many multimedia resources such as text, images, sound, and speech. In addition, video learning is an effective way of providing motivation, keeping attention, and giving satisfaction to the learner. She also discovered that video was being successfully used in the classroom to teach foreign languages. And in Nebraska, schools were using video to bring teachers into their rural locations, teaching through telecommunication. Finally, she discovered through the writings of Eaton and McCord and Solomon and Scrum that today's video programs and video publishing websites are easy for teachers and students to access via the internet. After researching, she came up with a plan of action. She would teach most classes through iMovie video presentations. She would teach one class traditionally so she could compare the outcomes. She would measure student engagement, excitement, focus, and satisfaction. She would document how many questions were asked after directions were given. She would compare projects from iMovie and traditional teaching methods to see if there were any differences. She would give the students an oral survey asking which method they liked better, traditional or iMovie. So, she filmed herself teaching a lesson. She projected it to the students while observing from behind. She heard complete silence from the students. She saw total engagement from the students. She experienced great success in her first trial with iMovie. There were little to no questions. The students were excited. The projects turned out great. The traditionally taught class had more questions, more behavior problems, less focus, and more frustration. The traditionally taught class had projects that were less inspired. She wondered if the novelty of iMovie would wear off after using it multiple times. She observed over months of video presenting. She saw no change in her students' behavior or engagement. She credited technology for this positive behavior change within her classroom. Therefore, she was speaking in her students' native language. In month 5, training and motivational development, she learned through the readings that her students couldn't process her directions and listen to the background music at the same time. Therefore, they were either listening to directions or listening to the music. She wondered if this may be the reason the students asked a few questions after her iMovie directions. She realized she needed to omit the background music within her iMovie presentations to better service her students. Next, she tried to teach simultaneously with iMovie. One group of students learned from her iMovie video while she taught the rest of the students a separate lesson traditionally. Would the iMovie group disengage when she wasn't there to oversee them? Would they lose focus, therefore not receive the information given to them? No. Her students went right to work and finished the expectations without question. She realized she had successfully cloned herself. Now that her action research was finished, she imagined what she could do with her findings. She realized the more computers she had in the classroom, the more cloning could take place. She could teach a lesson per computer. If she had 30 computers, she could be teaching 30 separate iMovie lessons at the same time. These videos could be embedded onto a website for student and parent viewing after school hours or when students were sick or on vacation. She realized that iMovie was not the only form of technology she could use. Any form of technology would engage her students more so than conventional teaching methods. She considered using video games, like in her Full Sail Course 9, Game Strategies and Motivation. Playing massively multiplayer online games would motivate her students to work in a group, develop their own learning plans, and set high goals for themselves to achieve, all while having a lot of fun. She remembered udotube.com in month 10, learning management systems and organization. It would make vocabulary and art history a lot more engaging for the students to study. Her future was looking a lot brighter as a teacher now that she had unlocked her students' engagement potential and discovered her new classroom with technology. But she couldn't have done it without Full Sail University and their wonderful staff.